Assalamu alaikum viewers. Hope for best of your health and iman. Today's topic is cyanobacteria, important questions. Today we are going to discuss what are the important questions from the topic cyanobacteria. We have discussed cyanobacteria, and in cyanobacteria we have already discussed its general characteristics, its reproduction, its economic importance, and some of the important genus of cyanobacteria, which are the genus Anabina, Oscillatoria, and Nostoc. So we're gonna have some important questions from all of this content. So in this video we're gonna discuss the short questions, some of the important short questions, because in short questions we're going to discuss just some important points which we have to tell in all of these short questions, and in the next episode we're going to discuss what are the long important questions about the cyanobacteria from this content. So let's have a look one by all the questions, and I'm going to tell you all the important points which you should tell in short questions. Inshallah it will be helpful for you. Here the first short questions we're gonna start. The first short question is, what are the cyanobacteria? So for this case, what are the cyanobacteria, you have to tell this definition of the cyanobacteria. As you know that they are the blue-green algae. You can also describe that cyanobacteria is a Greek from derived from a Greek word which means cyanos, blue, and bacteria are the prokaryotic or those prokaryotic organisms. So in this way cyanobacteria are the blue green algae actually, and they are those organisms which have the blue pigments mostly, and they are nitrogen fixing and photosynthetic. Mostly the most important point is that they are the photosynthetic organisms. So in this way you can define what are the cyanobacteria. Then you can also tell that they are a little bit similar to the algae as well as the bacteria. The second long question is, why cyanobacteria is called the blue green algae? So it is very simple question. You just have to tell the one reason why it is so called blue green algae. It is called blue green algae because it has a blue pigment which is phycocyanin, and green because it is a photosynthetic, and it also have the chlorophyll. So it is also that's why it is known as the blue green algae, and they have the characteristics similar to the algae, so that's why they are also known as the blue green algae. So this is the reason which you can give in this case. The third is the enlisted pigments of the cyanobacteria. So the pigments of the cyanobacteria, we have already discussed that the pigment of the cyanobacteria are the phycocyanin, chlorophyll, and phycoerythrin. So you can also tell some of the important one reasons that for phycocyanin is a blue. You can describe the all of the pigments one by one in one line, all of these, that phycocyanin is a blue pigment which gives the blue color, and phycoerythrin is a red pigment, and a blue green a chlorophyll which is a green pigment, and which make this cyanobacteria organisms where this algae possible for it to photosynthesize or produces the food for their own, and that's why they are autotrophic and photosynthetic. So in this way you can tell the little bit importance and the characteristic of all the pigments, and the important pigments just an list you have to give the names, three, which are the phycocyanin, phycoerythrin, and chlorophyll. Next is what are the role of the cyanobacteria in nitrogen fixation. So what is the role of the cyanobacteria in nitrogen fixation? You know that they are the most important organisms, that they have the role in the nitrogen fixation because they have nostocs, and they have heterocyst. They have heterocysts, which are those cells in which nitrogen fixing they have the nitrogen fixation nitrogen fixation ability. So in this way they can fix nitrogen into nitrites and nitrates, and in this way they can play a role in the nitrogen fixation. And because of the nitrogen fixation they are most important for the other plants because of a symbiotic relationship with the cycads, with the leaves, which is endophytic to the leaves of the azolla. So in this way you can say that how it is role in the nitrogen fixation. What is heterocyst and give its importance? So heterocysts are those cells present in the filamentous cyanobacteria which are little bit differentiated from all of the other cells. They are little bit big in size from all of these cells. They have the content which are the transparent, and the other cells they have nitrogen fixing abilities. So these are the you can say that its importance, that it's having a role in the nitrogen fixation, its role in the division. They can also act as a reproductive structure. So in this way you can say what are the importance of the heterocyst. Next question is, what are the affinities of the cyanobacteria with the red algae? So we have discussed what are the affinities of the cyanobacteria with the red algae. Red algae is rhodophyta, so they have little bit similarities. Affinities mean they have the little bit similarities, or they have connections with the red algae. So they asked for the connections with the red algae. So how the blue green algae is similar to the red algae, or show the affinity with the red algae. So it is in the case of its mucilaginous sheath, is mucilaginous sheath, which is a galactose. Mucilaginous sheath is made up of galactose, have the galactose, that's why they are similar, both cyanobacteria, blue green algae, as well as that red algae. The other one is the dominance of the dominant phycobilin pigments, phycocyanin, phycoerythrin. So these are the pigments which are present in the red algae as well as in the blue green algae. The other one is that they have the reserve material, which are the blue green algae and cyanophytes have the starch, which is cyanophycean starch, which is similar to the floridine starch which is present in the algae. So in this way you can give 2 or the 3 similarities with the, or the affinities with the red algae. So here we have some more short questions, and the first one is taxonomic position of the Nostoc. So what are the taxonomic position of the Nostoc? As you know that its kingdom is Bacteria, its phylum Cyanobacteria, its class Cyanophyceae, its its order is Nostocales, its family is Nostocaceae, and its genus is Nostoc. So it is the taxonomic position of the Nostoc. Next question is, what are the pseudovacuoles? Pseudovacuoles, as you know that they are the vacuoles which are not the true vacuoles, they are false vacuoles which are present in in cyanobacteria. So they have that characteristic that they help the cyanobacteria for their buoyancy, for their movement. They can come out upward on the water surface, so they can easily help them to come out of over the surface of the water, and they can, because and they can reduce the light reaching from the downward, and in this way they help them to in their buoyancy. So this is the pseudovacuole, which are like gas vacuoles, bubble like structures in their bodies. Next is the give the economic importance of the cyanobacteria. The economic importance of the cyanobacteria, as you know that they have symbiotic associations with the cycades, they have nitrogen fixation, they have they have one harmful role, like they produces the toxins which can kill the cattle, sheep, and horses. So in this way 2 or 3 economic importance if you give, so it's good. And they one more, you can also say that they are good for the rice field, as basically if we grow the anabina, so in this way they can anabina, they increases the yield and the quality of the yield or crop. Okay. Next is the, what are the echinates? Echinates are the resting spores. They are the spores which are the cell differentiate a little bit from the other cells, and they have a little bit different content, and they can also act as a a reproducing cell, and when they are separated from the other cells, they give rise to the new generations or the new organisms. Next is, what is Necridia? Necridia we have discussed in the oscillatoria. Necridia is the type of the reproduction in the filaments of the oscillatoria. What happened? They are mucilaginous cells are filled with the mucilage. So these mucilaginous filled cells are known as the Necridia. So when they are separated from the filaments and they go germinate, they produce the new filaments, and from them separation of the filaments takes place, and the new filaments are produced for the reproduction of oscillatoria. Next is the define the term of the endospores. Endospores, as you know that endospores are those spores that heterocyst, when the content of the heterocyst divides, they produce many spores, and these spores are known as the endospores. And then these spores, when the cell is burst, comes out of the cell and give rise to a new individual. So I hope it will be helpful for you. Thank you so much for coming on my channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. Bye bye.